what is the exact pain for building React application with SSR, HMR, and all the configuration in place, and how Next.js solves our problem, and what else Next.js can do, right? So let's start this discussion with a metaphor. So imagine you are a foodie like me, and you like to eat a lot, right? And whenever you want to eat something, you go to the supermarket every time when you are hungry, right? The first scenario here shows that you are hungry every time and you are going to the supermarket every time when you are hungry, right? While in the second case, what you do is you spend 45 minutes in the supermarket and you make a list about what you need, and you look around what you need for the complete month, and you gather everything and fetch and like buy everything and come back home and put everything in a fridge. And whenever you're hungry, you open the fridge and you pull out whatever you want to eat. So the second scenario is pretty much, which is something called as client side rendering. So let's go on to the next slide. So this is typical server side rendering when clients has many trips to server. For the /foo route there is another request, and /var route there is another request, which is traditional SSR, which is followed. But in the client side rendering, once the app.js is fetched, all of the content is being served by app.js, by the JavaScript itself, which is client side rendering. Can I get best of both the worlds? So let's try and understand what is JavaScript SEO. So JavaScript SEO is the practice of writing JavaScript that ensures that you write JavaScript which is rendered correctly and indexed by the search engines as well, right? So you can see the JavaScript SEO includes the JavaScript writing practices plus traditional SEO. So let's understand how Google works, how Google indexes the web pages, right? It does it in two waves. In the first wave, it acts like a normal crawler, right? It hits the the site with one HTTP request. In the response of that particular HTML, it crawls all of the links in that HTML, right, in the response. While in the second phase, however, you should note that in the first phase it does not render the JavaScript, right? While in the second phase, what it does is it comes back to the site again with all of the rendering resources required to render the JavaScript in the first place, and then it renders the JavaScript complete, and then it starts to call the website. So in the case of CSR, the client-side rendering, if the Google comes to the in the first wave of the Google's indexing, it will see this, nothing, right? So why do Google need two-step process? Because more rendering resources, more monetary cost, more electricity, more processing power, more cost, right? So Google now is talking to SSR, and like leaving CSR behind. So what is isomorphic in the first place, right? You might make these kind of reactions when you listen to this isomorphic thing. Like what are you talking about? Is it something related to chemistry? Is it misspelled isotopes? So isomorphic apps are also known as JavaScript, universal JavaScript, are those JavaScript which that code runs on both client and the server. Let me try and explain. So example, this is client and server. Clients initiate an HTTP request to server, and server generates an initial view of the web page, the initial HTML page, and server responds with the generated HTML view. Client renders the HTML and then fetches the app bundle, and all of the subsequent actions are handled by the client side itself. So you got both of the worlds, right? You got CSR as well and SSR together. Why do you use this approach? Initial page load performance is good. As you can see that initial page load performance in SSR is good. Why? Because in CSR, client sees nothing until the app.js the bundle is fetched and it is rendered correctly, right? In the SSR, the initial page load performance is better than CSR, and it is actually noticeable when your app is quite big, right? SEO, you get the points on SEO, and obviously the users using the low bandwidth, like mobile users, can get benefit from using this approach, right? So this is isomorphic app. Can I implement SSR in your project? Yes, you can, but having all the configuration in one place, like having all the configuration with HMR, SSR, and all of the configuration you need, and automatic code splitting also, including all the configurations, takes time, and it will have a big piece of part in your development time, right? The time which will be left for developing the more business logic will be will be less, right? You are spending more of the time to configuring your project rather than spending a time for your more business logic and more logic part. So this is a thing which actually is getting solved by Next.js. So there can be two approaches, right? If you are doing server-side rendering, one thing is that you need a dedicated server for server-side rendering, which serves your React application and your backend logic, your backend server, right? There can be two different server in the first approach. There can be two different server, right? And you need some mechanism to communicate between these two servers, right? You have JWT tokens, or you may have some other tokens to communicate the session between these two backend server. And they both are on different origins. Also, you need to manage them also. Another approach can be it can be a single monolithic server where the React application is served on the same server, also your backend application using some proxy or XYZ. But both of these approaches takes time to configure in your React application, which you and I don't have, right? So what's next finally? So next is a React framework for building server-side rendered applications, which is which has, so you don't need to configure anything for getting started with Node. Next, basically, you have all the configuration you need in the first place. Start the development right away. Like you can have HMR, SSR, and all the configurations, automatic code splitting also without no configuration. You just start the development right away. So let's get started with Next. So it's a very kind of hello world example. So you are installing React DOM and Next with npm install, and you are adding a script property in the package.json. These are the script property: next build, next start, and I'm making a functional component inside this pages directory. So what's Next.js does that is all of the JavaScript files inside this pages directory, it makes routes automatically about these pages. So if I have a about.js inside pages directory, automatically the about route will be created, right? So if I'm making /index.js, it is the home page, it's the slash route, right? So this is the functional component I'm making, that's index.js, which says welcome to Next.js, and you simply run the project. And when you will see the output in the browser, you should see the server-side rendering works automatically when you check the page source, and you don't have to do anything to configure with this. So next link is one of the, maybe you can say, analogous to React router when you are navigating from one page to another in Next.js. So basically you are navigating from one page to another using next to the about page here, about route here, using using link. We'll see this in the further slides and the demo later. What else can Next.js do? It has automatic code splitting, which means that it's a property of Webpack which says that only the necessary code which is required to render the current route is only sent. Nothing else. All the unnecessary code are not sent to the client side unless it is required. So how it exactly works? It works like this. So for example, this on clicking on this button, another page is rendered, like /sign up is rendered, for example, let us say. So while if you click this button, and this page is actually are made in Next.js, so this is my like my professional work or so when you click on this button, you will notice, so in the developer console you will notice that the code for sign up JS is fetched on the client side, and it is automatically handled by Next.js. You can also prefetch this page, that you can define whether this code should get prefetched in the app.js bundle and you don't you can write the prefetch as a proper as a prop in the link tag, which is just which I just shown you, so that it can be this code can be prefetched rather than fetching this on the on demand. So you as you can see, this code is fetched on demand, right? So this is this is done automatically by Next.js. You don't need to configure anything for it. So benefits: it saves a lot of time. It's easy to maintain. It saves a lot of time. You can run to the development. You can like write your main application logic faster. Like you can jump to the writing your application logic faster than like you don't need to spend a lot of time in configuring. It is easy to maintain. The code is quite easy. If you will add the configurations all you need in the first place, then it will be more like a chaos thing and all, and it will be easy to maintain if you switch to Next.js, and you get the both of the words, like you get CSR and SSR, like the main basic isomorphic app you're building, and all the configuration in place. So let's see a short demo. So this is one of the repositories I've posted on this link, so you can check this link in my you can check out CS Madhav as a Git repository and navigate to this repository. So in the pages directory you can see 3 of the pages. So this is about route will be automatically created and which will be rendered, which is the home page and the post pages automatically. And you should see this server.js, right? So all your backend code happens to be sit here in the server.js. You can see the Express server, like you make a normal Express server with all of the routes in place, and the Next.js part also in this thing. It's automatically handled by this by the next property. So let's run this. Let's quickly run this. I hope you can see the so let's go to it is already used. It's already running. So you can see the navigation part running here. Like this is the navigation part. Like you can see the navigation part running, and you should also check out the page source. And you should see that it is already rendered. So when Google comes to this page, automatically it will index it, right? And you don't need to configure anything for that. Like I haven't wrote any of the configuration to like code to run this to make the SSR work or HMR work automatically. It is working automatically. Right. So you can refer to this repository if you want to get started with Next.js. Like automatically, you can get to study this. Also, a bit about performance, right? So one thing is that since in the client side, code splitting works automatically, right? So for example, if your app.js bundle is of 10 MB, 10 MB is quite far. Like it's if it's at 3 MB, if the code splitting is working fine, like you will face a better performance in the client side, right? Also, and so all of the configuration in place, you have everything with you to start with the to build a basic application. You don't need to start up with your React application. Yeah. So you might feel something like this now, a bit of a boring talk or something. So a bit about me: I'm a full stack at IOPOP. You can search me with CS Madhav and Medium, LinkedIn or Twitter. Questions?